In this video, we're going to take a look at integrating with ServiceNow and then working the example through of raising a request in ServiceNow from a business process in Hornbill. So first and foremost, we need to specify the ServiceNow instance that we want to integrate with and create an account on ServiceNow where the user has the relevant privileges to perform the actions that we want to perform. So we're going to go into Home, System and Security, and under Key Safe we are going to choose the ServiceNow option and we're going to give that a name. Now we have to specify the credentials, so here we're just going to put in the ServiceNow instance. Note this just needs to be the instance name, not the full URL. And then we need to go ahead and put in the username and their password, again for the account that we'll be performing the actions through. With those details entered and validated, we can now go ahead and build the integration in our business process tool. So if we come back up to Service Manager and Business Process, we can look at the process where we want to add these options. So in the first instance here, we're just going to break the line and add in an integration call. And with this option here, we're going to specify Hornbill Integration Bridge, and we're going to choose ServiceNow from the list. Here we can see a number of options that we might want to perform, such as logging different types of requests like changes, or updating changes, incidents, problems, etc. But on this occasion, we're just going to choose the simple Create Instant option, and in doing so, we get presented with a number of inputs. First and foremost, our credentials will be pulled through from the key safe relating to the instance we'll be connecting to and the account we'll be using. And then we've got a number of input parameters that are available for us to pass information into ServiceNow when we're creating the incident record. We can note the ones that are mandatory, which in this case just includes the short description, but what we will do is inject a number of different variables from Hornbill. So first and foremost, we're going to use a get request information node ahead of this integration call, which allows us then to use the variable picker from which we can inject the Hornbill Service Manager summary as the short description. We might also want to pass the category through, so we shall select category as well, login category, inject that in as well, and obviously there's a variety of other options that we could perform here, subcategories, priorities, etc. But for the purpose of this, we'll just choose a couple of those examples. Now, off the back of this, we're also going to utilize an option to post the ServiceNow instant reference number once it's created back to the Service Manager request, either writing that to a custom field, external reference field, or the timeline on this occasion. So we're going to choose the automated task option. We're going to specify entity, requests. We're going to choose the update request option, and we're going to choose update the timeline. Now on here, we're going to the the update text option. We're going to specify the content that we want here, as we want it. So it's going to include the instance name for ServiceNow, and then we're going to use the variables, which will be the ID for the instant that we're just creating, and we can use our variable picker here, and we can go to the outputs from the integration call that we just made, and in the world of ServiceNow, that's going to be the sysID that we need to inject here. Now that isn't very presentable in terms of for sort of look and feel and presentation purposes. So what we'll just do here is we'll just make it a little bit more presentable by putting some wiki markup on here. We'll go back to the outputs and we'll actually grab the reference on there because that's going to look a little bit better. What we'll do is we'll just, as I say, put some wiki markup on this just to give it a display name and make it a clickable link. And when we're happy with that, we'll go and save those changes, join that process up, save them, validate them, and then publish the version that we want to work with. So we'll go off now and have a look at our self-service portal, and we're just going to raise a request which is going to do no more than raise an instant in ServiceNow, but just to give you a feeling for how that works. So we're going to go to desktop support, and I've linked that business process to our get help option. So here we're going to make some choices when we're creating this ticket in Hornbill. So we're going to choose a category. We're going to put some summary information in here. So let's put here as a laptop issue, need assistance, and we'll obviously provide more information to help the support team. We'll go through then and maybe we'll make some other choices and selections in here. And again, obviously where you may want to use or take advantage of these integrations with ServiceNow or other tools is entirely up to you. This is just a quick example of how we'd go about creating that. So once that request is raised in Hornbill, it may be that we need to farm that immediately off to a supplier or partner who use these solutions. So we can see in this example here, in my simple process here, it's confirmed that the incident has been created. And if we have a look at the timeline now, we can see a nicely formatted link for the ServiceNow incident. And if we click on that, it's going to take us into ServiceNow, into the request that we've just automatically created. And we can see the information we passed through, the category and the short description. Thanks for watching.